Western North Carolina ravaged just weeks ago now by the remnants of Hurricane Helene there, and while recovery efforts are ongoing, it has not stopped early voting.
Polling places are open and voters are lining up to cast ballots, but some voters say the flooding and the storm damage has actually changed their outlook on the election. NBC's Antonia Hilton reports from Black Mountain, North Carolina.
Here in North Carolina, the major question for voters and organizers is one of turnout. The race here is going to be incredibly tight, and sometimes races are won or lost in the state by just a couple hundred votes. So when so many voters are still experiencing so much tragedy and so many challenges in the aftermath of Helene, it's hard to go door knocking in those communities to demand that they find their ways to the polls in the coming days. And so it's a little bit of an uphill battle. We've spoken to some voters here in Buncombe County who say that in fact the storm has left them less trusting of the federal government, that they care less now about who actually occupies the Oval Office. And as they worry about their survival, about where they're going to find new jobs, about how they're going to fix their homes or get new cars, that coming to the polls is simply not their priority. Then, on the flip side, we have spent time with some Democratic voters who are now more concerned about climate change, and they want there to be leaders in the federal government who take climate change especially seriously. So the question for organizers, for political operatives here in this state is, well, where do the chips fall as voters go through the trauma from this storm? Does that lead more of them to the polls? Does it make people more engaged in the process or less? That remains to be seen. Back to you.
Antonia Hilton reporting. So far, news agencies report that turnout has been high in North Carolina and relatively smooth so far.